I know you love your dog very much. But love is not enough. Because love, if expressed the wrong way, can sometimes unintentionally cause pain. There are things we think are normal. Our discipline, our training, but to a dog, they may be painful memories, ones they might never forgive. And the saddest part is, they still wag their tail, still lie beside you, even though their heart is scarred. In this video, I'll share 10 actions that many dog owners still do every day, but which may leave silent wounds in their dog's heart. If you truly want to understand and heal, please watch until the end. Because number 7 is something I once did myself, and I still regret it to this day. ***** 1. Yelling, shouting, when your voice becomes an invisible blade. ****, an emotional hook, vivid imagery, striking the heart. Have you ever seen your dog flinch, lower its ears, or shrink back when you raise your voice? It's not because they fear you. It's because they're hurt deep inside. Explanation plus example plus human psychology comparison. Dogs don't understand the words. How many times have I told you? But they do understand the tremble in your angry voice. They hear your heart pounding, and they can feel that you're no longer a safe place. Try to imagine this. You're a child, sitting quietly in the corner of a room. Suddenly, the person you trust the most turns and yells at you, scolding you harshly for a small mistake. How would you feel? For a dog, that feeling is magnified many times because they have no way to fight back. All they can do is avoid you, or retreat into themselves, trusting you a little less each day. A line of deep empathy, gently inserted. Don't yell at them, they're not being bad. They just don't understand what you want. A smooth transition to point 2, keeping the emotional flow intact. But sometimes, we don't just yell, we punish. And that's when the fragile bond between you and your dog could completely shatter. ***2. Punishment, the collapse of fragile trust. Emotional hook. Evoking the inner conflict of dog owners. Have you ever felt like you had to teach them a lesson? And then, looked into their confused, hurting eyes and asked yourself, what have I just done? Explanation plus real-life example. Dogs don't learn from punishment. They learn from love and consistency. You hit them when they bark. You scold them when they chew a wire. You lock them in the corner when they make a mess. But you forget. They don't understand why they're being punished. All they know is, the one they love is now the one causing them pain. And with every instance like that, a little piece of their trust gets crushed. Punishment doesn't make a dog better. It just makes them cautious, quiet, and more distant. You might see them obey afterward, but it's not because they understand, it's because they're afraid. A line of gentle, resonant empathy. Dogs don't need you to be the boss, they need you to be their safe place. Smooth transition to point 3, maintaining emotional continuity. And the saddest part is, even if you don't yell or hit, sometimes, just turning your back when they need you most is enough to break their heart. ***3. Ignoring your dog when it needs you, the cruelest kind of abandonment. Emotional hook, a haunting visual. Have you ever come home and seen your dog run to greet you? But you were too tired, and just walked past like it didn't exist? Then later, you turned back and saw it sitting alone, eyes blank, tail down, not understanding what just happened. Explanation plus real-life example. Dogs live for connection. They don't wait for texts. They don't scroll Facebook. They just wait for you, your glance, your gentle pet, your voice calling them a good boy or good girl. When you ignore them, not out of anger, but simply from being busy or exhausted, you're doing something more painful than yelling. You're making them feel like they no longer matter. And the most heartbreaking part is, they'll still wait. Tomorrow, they'll still run to the door. Still look at you with those same eyes, as if they were never hurt. A soft, stirring line of empathy. Dogs don't need you to be perfect, they just need you not to be indifferent. ***4. Not recognizing the stress in their eyes, a silent cry for help. Emotional hook. Stirring with a familiar image we often overlook. Have you ever looked deeply into your dog's eyes, and noticed the familiar spark was gone? No more excitement, no more eager gaze, just a pair of sad, hollow eyes, like they're trying to say something, but can't find the words. Explanation plus examples plus emotional literacy. Dogs can't say, "I'm anxious," or "I don't feel okay." All they have are their eyes and body language to cry out for help. When you see them stare at you longer than usual, or constantly lick their lips, lower their head, or shrink back when you approach, that's not just how they are. That's stress. That's anxiety. That's emotional exhaustion. Many dog owners misunderstand this. They think dogs only get stressed from being hit or left unfed. But sometimes, all it takes is a sudden change in schedule, being too busy to play, or a shift in their environment, and they lose their sense of direction and joy. And the most painful truth is, they don't know how to heal themselves. All they can do is wait for you to notice. A line of empathy, awakening awareness. Don't wait until their eyes go completely dim to realize you've been absent for too long. Natural transition to the next point, keeping the emotional thread intact. Because when you don't listen to their eyes, you're more likely to do something even more hurtful next. Lock them away, thinking they just need some peace and quiet. Smooth transition to point 4, keeping the emotional current flowing. Because sometimes, you don't need to do anything wrong. Just failing to see the sadness in their eyes is already enough to wound them deeply. 5. Being caged for too long, when a safe haven becomes a prison. Emotional hook, flipping expectations with a vivid image. The crate, once a cozy corner for rest and safety, has now become a prison, where your dog hides out of fear, not comfort. Explanation plus real-life example. A crate, when used correctly, is like a den, helping dogs feel secure, especially when they're young. But if you use it as punishment, or as a place to lock them away to calm down, or worse, just leave them in there for hours each day because you're too busy, then it's no longer a sanctuary. It's isolation. It's where emotional damage begins. Many people think, if the dog is lying still, it's fine. But no, it's lying still because it's given up. Instead of learning how to live with you, it learns how to live in fear, alone. No interaction, no stimulation, no affection. It slowly forgets how to connect with the world. And eventually, it forgets how to feel joy. A soft, moving line of empathy. Not every quiet dog is well behaved. Some are just silently breaking. Smooth transition to point 6, opening with a contrasting image. Because a dog's heart wasn't made to be caged. It was made to walk by your side, to roam, to explore, to live with you. And when you take that away, you take away the most vital part of its instincts. 6. Not taking them for walks, stripping away their instinct to live. Emotional hook, touching on a common oversight among dog owners. Have you ever said, "I'm too busy today, I'll take them for a walk tomorrow"? But to a dog, today is their whole world. Explanation plus real-life example. Walking isn't an extra activity, it's a basic need. Like eating, sleeping, or breathing. It's how dogs release energy. How they connect to the world through their sense of smell, something humans can never fully comprehend. It's their chance to simply be a dog. When you skip walks day after day, you're not just making them sad, you're letting negative energy build up, which can lead to stress, destructive behavior, and even depression. Dogs were born to move. Have you ever noticed how calm and content they are after a walk? How they lie down peacefully? Maybe even seem to smile? That's the peace that comes from living in alignment with their nature. A gentle, encouraging line of empathy. They don't need to go far. Just walking beside you is more than enough. Transition to the next point, opening with a stark contrast. But heartbreakingly, some dogs, even when taken for walks, can't wag their tails. Can't look at you with trust. Because something was taken from them, far too early. 7. Tail docking, stripping away their right to natural communication. Emotional hook, a haunting image from a so-called aesthetic choice. Have you ever seen a dog with its tail down, not because it's sad, but because there's no tail left to lower? You might think it's just about appearance. But to a dog, it's a loss of a body part and of their ability to express feelings. Explanation plus real-life example. A tail isn't just for wagging. It's a language. It's how a dog says, "I'm happy. I'm scared. I don't want to fight." It's how dogs communicate with each other, and how you can understand them. Even when they don't make a sound. When you dock their tail, just to make them look better. Or because that's the breed standard. You're taking away the voice of a creature that can't speak. They're left to live in a world full of misunderstanding. More vulnerable to attacks from other dogs because they can't signal properly. And sometimes, even you can't tell what they're trying to say anymore. Worse, tail docking can lead to long-term nerve pain, loss of balance, and even spinal issues. This isn't cosmetic adjustment.